So, how did this Desti bride right here get married in Montego Bay, Jamaica? That's what we're talking about today. Oh, no. Hey, Desties and bride friends. Welcome back to the Desti Guide to Destination Weddings. I am your hostess, Mrs. Omi Allen, and you are watching Desti TV, which is the show for Desties. So if you are a bride, groom, guest, professional, or anyone interested in planning a destination wedding or right smack in the middle of planning it, this is the show to tell you what works and what doesn't when planning a destination wedding. I am holding a magazine, which is a little bit different. It's a lot of bit different. Never held a magazine sitting here before, but I'm really holding it because of this bride. Look at this couple. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. It's so awesome. Can you see that? Yes. Yes, you can. Okay. This is Porsha. So she looks familiar because she's from episode 14 of season 1. So we know that Porsha was engaged in Paris and she was planning her wedding in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I'm going to put this down for 1 second. So we know that Porsha was engaged in Paris and she's planning her wedding in Montego Bay, Jamaica at the time of episode 14. We talked about 1 month before her wedding, weeks before my wedding, and she gave us the full rundown of everything. How did she pick her vendors? What was she planning on doing? How did she pick her venue? She went on this whole scouting tour. She gave us some Desti empowerment. All of that is in episode 14. This is the complete rundown. So I finally get to share with you how this Desti bride, Porsha, got married officially. She's married. She got married in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and she shared so much more. Yes, she shared all the other stuff, so we're not going to go back over all of the how did she find. We're not going to talk about all of that. All of that, I will leave the link to episode 14 in the description below. That was audio because it was a podcast at the time, but now we have the video of her telling us everything about the wedding weekend. And it was awesome. It was so awesome that she was featured in Martha Stewart Weddings. So, yes. Martha Stewart Weddings, yes. Wedding. Look at all that. It's awesome. And I'm so happy for her. And I'm so happy to be able to share everything with you guys. Her heart is huge. And there's nothing that we didn't talk about. And Porsha, just thank you. I just love you so very much. I just love you all. But today's about Porsha. So Porsha, I love you. So again, there's no need to actually listen to that episode right now before you listen or watch this one. I say listen and watch in case you're brand new here and you don't really know. First of all, welcome. Welcome. Hey, podcast listeners. I see y'all Desti Boos too. I know that y'all out there listening right now, probably washing dishes or something. So, what you doing, washing dishes, or what you on your way to work, or are you at work? What are you doing right now while you're listening? Send me a message and let me know. Screenshot this right now and send me a DM to Instagram at DestiLand and let me know what you're doing right now. What you doing? What you doing while you listening? Actually, what you doing while you washing too? What you doing? Washing your face? I do that. I watch videos while I'm washing my face. Do y'all do that? Anyway. And of course, you could read all about it in Destiland because I have everything. The magazine is not available. It's not on stands anymore because she was in the magazine from last year and I'm just releasing this. But I can do one better. In Destiland, in addition to all of the photos and the details that I have and I always have for you guys, I also took screenshots of this actual magazine for you to be able to look at it and see. So all of that is waiting for you in Destiland. But while you're here right now, I just want to give you a couple of details about Porsha's wedding. So Porsha and her husband Terry were married on June 24th at the Tryall Club in Montego Bay, Jamaica. They live in New York, and they had about 140 guests. And although they did get married at the Tryall Club, they actually stayed at Half Moon Bay and Montego Bay as well. And she gives a lot of information and basically a review of both of those resorts. So if you're interested in those specific resorts, this is like really good for you. But then also, as every episode, it does not matter where you're getting married. You will always be able to pull something, because we're just Desties and we're all getting married somewhere different, and we all need to know what the hell we're doing. So that being said, we went through a lot, and I decided that it made the most sense to split this interview into 4 different parts as follows. So this is part 1, where Porsha walks us through everything related to her traveling to her destination. And there's a crazy, amazing packing tip that you guys have been talking to me about packing. And I totally forgot that she said this. And I can't wait to share this one with you. But yes, she gives great packing tips. And this is just everything leading up to her actually getting to Jamaica, including when she was first there. Part 2 is her full itinerary. So she gives a blow-by-blow full detail of what you can expect, what she specifically went through for her wedding week. She arrived on Tuesday, the wedding was on Saturday, and so much happened in between. And she gives the blow-by-blow talk about everything and gives tips and things that she wishes she would have done. So learning from her mistakes and definitely doing the things that she did great too. So that is part 2. And part 3 is the wedding day. So we talk about the full wedding day and we dig all into it. So she goes play by play from the moment she actually wakes up, like opens her eyes, up until the end of the night after the reception. We talk about photography. We talk about it all. So if you want to hear about that, that is in part 3. And part 4 is us wrapping up in kind of a quick fire type of session. So because we already talked in episode 14, I asked a lot of questions just to kind of tie up some loose ends, some things that were going on in 14. I just asked follow-up questions from that episode. And then also she gives a lot of advice, things that she wishes that she would have done, things that she wishes that you would do, any well wishes, any parting words, and just great advice for Desti brides. So, does that sound fun? Doesn't that sound awesome? Doesn't it sound like you're about to just really have a ball right now? Like 4 parts of fun? Yes, it does, because it is. Okay, so if you have any questions, as usual, drop them in the comments below. If you're listening to this, go to the link, drop them in the comments there. Watch the video, drop the comments there. Just drop the comments. That's all I'm saying. I'm here. I'm watching. I'm with you. And also, while you're at it, if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, what do you think about this format? You guys know that this is new. Desti TV is new. So let me know what you guys think and what works for you. And then I'll take notes and follow along. And if you're new here, welcome to Desti Land. This is actually episode 25, which means that you've got some catching up to do, but this is the perfect time for you to be here because we're doing videos and they're great and they're awesome. So we're doing this every single week, and I will be bringing a different type of interview. So it could be a Desti Bride, it could be a Desti Pro, and you won't know if you don't subscribe and ding that button so that you can be notified every time a new episode comes live. So yes, and please introduce yourself in the comments. Give me that hashtag I'm a Desti and let me know when you're getting married and where you're getting married. It's very helpful for me to know what you guys are doing, what you guys are up to, so that I can reach out to different professionals and brides and grooms and couples. I've got all types of stuff going on for season 2. But let me know where you're getting married and when you're getting married so that I can try to get you some great advice to help you plan that destination wedding of yours. It's fun. Okay, as usual, all photos, details, links, they're all waiting for you in Desti Land. That link is in the comments below. I also have the pictures of the magazine and all that good stuff. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the email list. The Desti Digest is coming out every single month. I share some new tips for you and tell you what's going on out here in the destination wedding world, and it's another way for us to connect. So I know you want to get to it, so let's go. Here is my interview with Desti Porsha. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me on Desti TV. I hope that you have a great day. And until next time, I'm wishing you all the best week of your life and reminding you to have the time of your life, planning the best days of your life. Bye, guys. Okay. Anyway, yes, I am back. We are back. Bride Friends is coming back, and we are married.
Yes, we are.
That's crazy.
Well, you got married when? Before me, right?
I did. It'll be 1 year this Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be a year. For me, 1 year in June. So
Yeah, the 24th, right?
yeah,
What's today? The 22nd? So yeah, you're like a month away yourself. So it's like right in the same timing, I feel like, when we spoke last time.
Yep. So what are you guys going to celebrate?
We have decided to stay in, and we're basically, instead of like going crazy about like what am I going to do for this, like what's going to happen for the anniversary, what's going to happen for this anniversary, we decided to just like never really do that and just experience something together and just have a good time. So we're not doing anything crazy. I'm sure we'll end up just, who knows, I don't know if we're staying in the house, but nothing, stay pretty low key.
Okay,
We're not working, and that's like the big thing, just like us. What about you guys? I know you got something going on close to yours.
Yeah, I know our baby's on the way. So
Did you guys hear that? I'm sorry, Porsha. Can you say that again?
I'm like, our baby's on the way. Our little boy. Now this past Friday, we're 9 months actually.
Wow.
So due June 15th. So who knows? I don't know. Like, we don't know. Hopefully he'll be here he should be here by June 24th. So we will be spending our first wedding anniversary with our son.
Yay!
Yeah.
Do we have a name? Can we
do
know?
not name. No, not yet.
Or are you going to like look at him and go, you look like,
Yes, I need to meet him first for sure. So, yeah.
I love that. Of course you would. You just would be awesome like that. So that's what you would do.
So we'll see.
Awesome. Okay. So you got a baby on the way. You've been married for almost a year.
Yes.
So now that we can reflect back, we got to hear about this Tryall Club wedding that you had.
I'm like, oh yeah, the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding was amazing. It was definitely amazing. It was everything we wanted. Everything just worked out so perfectly, and it was just so magical. So we were happy. Like, the service was good. It was definitely very busy. We got there like on a Tuesday and got married on Saturday. So from the time we landed till Saturday, it was kind of nonstop a bit, like just with doing walkthroughs of the venue and getting our gift bags together, and it was just a lot, but it was all worth it, and it was beautiful. Like, our energy of our guests, like, it was just so nice, like so electric. Like, I'll never forget it. Yeah, and I just I didn't really have any expectations what the wedding would be, because like I said, I never was like a person that dreamed of my wedding, but it really was perfect. And I think having the destination, like me and my husband talk about all the time, like we wouldn't trade it for the world, because it just was such an event. Just having multiple days with your loved ones was like perfect. It really was. Like, we had guests coming in, like my immediate family was there on Tuesday with us, so they were hands on deck, like helping out. And then Thursday, we both had our bachelorette and bachelor party. Friday we had our welcome dinner. Saturday was our wedding. Sunday we did a boat ride. So it was like 4 days of activities, and just so we really were able to enjoy our wedding, because we didn't have to deal with like having to like see everybody on our wedding day.
Right.
We had like a couple days leading up to the wedding to really connect with people and talk to people and entertain and host and all of that before our wedding. So on our wedding day, we really were able to like enjoy each other, which was really nice.
I love that. So Okay, so I re-listened to our episode. Now,
Okay.
if anyone is listening right now, hello, bright friend, welcome. The new ones, welcome, welcome. Portia actually did a pre-wedding prep with us, and we spoke last year, right before both of our weddings, and
Yes.
that's episode 14. So for the backstory, we're not going to talk about the old, like the other stuff, because that's on episode 14. So we're kind of going to jump in as if we already heard episode 14.
Yes.
So, um, so I'd say, you mentioned your bag, so let's kind of go like for starters. So I remember, well, I remember now that you were trying to figure out what you were going to do with your bags. Did you end up shipping them, or saw something about like shipping barrels maybe, or doing them in your suitcases? Would you?
No, we didn't do the barrel thing because it was just too risky. So what we actually ended up doing was with the help of our family, like my immediate family that came there on Tuesday, they took a couple extra suitcases for us, which was great.
Ooh.
And then in addition to the suitcases, we had boxes. So we went to U-Haul and got boxes, and we pretty much didn't pack any luggage. So we had checked both. I guess it might have been like four to six boxes we checked because the boxes don't weigh anything.
Wait a minute, wait
So
a minute. You checked U-Haul boxes?
yeah, we went to U-Haul or Home Depot or wherever and
Whatever,
got
like moving boxes.
like moving
You
boxes.
can
Yeah,
check those.
yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now.
So yes,
We can
so
stop this episode right here. This is gold. Oh my God. Where did
we
you get
got
this idea? Okay, what?
Well, we got the idea because we had a speaker. We had like a speaker and a receiver that was like a nice size. We didn't want to rent the speakers because in Jamaica, we needed a speaker for our welcome party. We just wanted to play like a playlist. We didn't want to hire a DJ. And we also wanted to have a mic at the welcome party. But the cost of renting like the speaker and the mic was more than buying it here. So we were like, we
Mm.
might as well just buy it. So we bought it, but obviously it was like a nice size. So we put those in the boxes, and the boxes don't weigh anything. And then I was like, we should just put everything else in the boxes because boxes don't weigh anything. And luggage sometimes the luggage itself can be like
Yes.
10 pounds and you only get X amount of luggage weight. So we didn't want to have to pay over in luggage. So we basically got the boxes. And like I said, some of my best friend and her family were traveling with us and they had like additional baggage allowance. So they checked 2 boxes for us. We checked 4 boxes ourselves. So we didn't have to pay for any luggage overage. And we had a scale at home. So we literally weighed, like all the weight that was in the box was what
The
was
actual
was
items.
the box. Like the box might have been like 1 or 2 pounds.
Yes.
So
Oh my
we were
gosh.
able to like maximize our weight by doing that. And it worked out. Like I literally even put my clothes in the box because my mom and I think my grandmother had carried like an extra suitcase or two for us from Philadelphia. So on our way back, we just put our clothes, in those suitcases that had stuff in it. But on the way there, yeah, we just went to the airport with these boxes. And yeah, that's how, and I had a carry on in my wedding dress and that was that. So that's how we got the products there. We didn't have to deal with the barrels, and then the shipping was really expensive. Like shipping overseas is a
Yeah.
whole issue, and it can get tricky in the islands. So we didn't really trust the whole shipping thing. Plus, it was expensive. So that was very cheap. And it worked out. Like, and then we didn't have to travel back with the boxes because it wasn't like, you take all this luggage and you got to bring the luggage back or find somebody to bring the luggage back. No, we took everything out the boxes and we broke them down and we only came back with like the 2 extra suitcases that like someone else had hand carried for us. So it was good.
That's
It was
amazing.
very resourceful.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I asked you that question. You have no idea. I can't wait to share this. Like this
Yeah, the boxes were like a hit. That was a really good. My husband's like, "This is such a good idea," because we had all this stuff, and he was like, "How are we going to get this stuff? We're going to spend so much money." And then we decided on the boxes, and it worked out. So,
I mean, that works with everything. I'm thinking just I mean, that would have absolutely worked for our wedding because things came in boxes and we could have kept them in their boxes already and then put them into another. I mean, we purchased suitcases to go just because we needed to ship, so we paid, I don't know, like, we ended up getting like $100 suitcase just to add things that were for our kit that we never brought back. So we ended up having friends take the suitcases back. So we paid the money for the suitcase. And then once we got the suitcase back, it was broken. So we just threw it out. Like, it was a total waste of money. And it could have been a freaking box. Oh, okay. Like, that's okay. Good. So you were, I guess I should, at the very least, I can just say you were married in Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Yes.
On June 24th to Terry. I'm trying, where else? Okay, look, I took notes. So, okay, you invited about 225 guests, and you, at the time that we spoke, you had about 140 that were confirmed. Did they all come?
Yep, it ended up around 140. It might have been a couple extra, but like a couple people definitely showed up with dates.
Really?
Yeah. So it might have been like 142 or something. Yeah, but it was definitely 140. Yeah. It was in the 140s. I don't remember the exact number, but it was definitely like there were like a couple extra guests that we hadn't like really expected. So
what did you do?
We ended up accommodating. One person didn't get accommodated, and it wasn't because it wasn't even really on purpose. It was just kind of like the conversation I was having with my friend. It was like, oh, my cousin's coming. She not coming. She coming. She not coming. And I was like, girl, you got to tell me.
Yeah.
And then ended up coming. But by that time, we were already in Jamaica, and I wasn't really even thinking about like that. And then, but then she was just like, oh, but she don't care about coming to the wedding. She's just going to, can she come to the welcome party? I was like, fine. And it's like, oh, she wants to just come to the ceremony, but she's not going to come to the reception.
Okay, like, hold on now. You're doing too much. Like,
yeah,
wow.
So it was just like, it just ended up being, I don't know. I just like was so busy with guests and everything. I didn't even think about it, but I did know the guest, and like I would have loved to have accommodated her. And my husband's like, well, you should have just told like the planners or whoever. But I wasn't even thinking about it because there was so much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then my husband had like a cousin and a friend both bring their girlfriends or dates or people they didn't RSVP for, and then the venue just figured it out. They just found a seat and found like they figured it out. It was a little annoying because like I remember like one night I was up really late doing the seating chart, which I really wish I should have done the seating chart before we left, because I didn't realize how time consuming it was going to be, just like the puzzles. I mean, some people don't care about seating charts. They're just like sit wherever or whatever. But like strategically, just like figuring out the tables with families and who should be next to who and all that took way longer than I thought. So I remember one night I was up really late and my husband was like by the pool hanging out with like guests. They were out there drinking and whatever. And I'm like, in the living room trying to figure out seating. So, yeah, that's one thing. I should have done the seating chart before I left. I just didn't. I underestimated the amount of time it takes to seat 140 guests.
Yeah, and you did it all by yourself too.
Well, my mom was there. My mom was helping me, and my best friend, they were in and out, but they don't know every single person, but they were like trying to help me with like wrapping my head around tables and, all of that stuff. So it worked out. But yeah, it was definitely, I would say it's probably like 144 guests or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that I never would have thought about because I wouldn't think about having the guests, like people bring guests, like if I have a wedding, I'm in Pittsburgh. If I have a wedding here, someone may bring a guest and then it could be like, okay, that's a thing. But I never thought about that happening at a destination wedding because in my mind, the hotel just needs to know, like for travel arrangements, you need to know how many people are going to like be in the room. So we knew well in advance what each room block had, and it was like a all inclusive. So we knew like if they were to bring a friend, that person would have had to have paid. They would have had to pay for something.
Yeah, but for us, not all of our guests stayed at our
right. So they had options.
I would say like 80% stayed at the host hotel, but then there was like 20% that didn't stay at the hotel.
Mm.
So that was another thing where, like, I mean, everybody was hanging out at our host hotel because we had our welcome party at our host hotel, and all that stuff. But it was still like 20% of people that were off site from our host hotel,
And what was your host hotel?
the Half Moon
Half
Resort.
Moon. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they were exceptional. Like the service was like, A1. Both venues, service was A1. They were really accommodating, and it was just really like our guests really enjoyed it. And because Half Moon has a resort, not resorts. The Half Moon has villas. That was like really fun. They have villas and they have like regular hotel rooms. So a lot of our friends and close in our family were stayed in the villas. So everybody just really enjoyed like that whole vibe of like being in a big house. There was staff, pool, like, it was just a really like almost like a family reunion. Everybody was like hopping. It was really nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we had friends who had they got married in St. Lucia, and they had that sort of like pods at the same time too. So it was pretty cool. We had to get on a bus to like get everywhere and go like from one
Yeah.
person's home to the next and all that kind of stuff. Little shuttles. Um, Mentioning villas, I
Yeah.
remember that you said that your welcome cocktail hour was at your parents' villa. Is that right?
Yeah, it was at my family villa. Yep.
Awesome. So
Yep.
how was that? Part two, don't miss part two. Don't miss part two. Don't miss part two. Coming next.